Okay, so the good news is creating a podcast and launching it is easy. Awesome. So on this page, there's a 10-step checklist or set of guides for you to go through and read. The first 5 are really around preparation. So I'm just looking at the page now, steps 1 through to 5. It's really you just sorting out yourself, naming your podcast, having to think about what you want to do. Make sure it's something you're obviously enthusiastic about, because once you get the ball rolling, you want to keep going, and then you're good to go. The next step, 6 to 8, looking here, is all about recording. Now here you can use a variety of software if you're using a laptop or a PC. Audacity is free, links are on the page. I use Camtasia just because I use it for a lot of videos and stuff like that, but you can use literally anything to record an audio clip, even your phone. So there's no excuse for equipment and getting started from that point of view. You can always improve your equipment later on. There's nothing stopping you right now. Having said that, looking at the list, steps 9 to 10 is once you've got your recording is launch it. And I was literally up and live on Spotify within an hour. Apple, which is where you've got to be, do not exclude Apple Podcasts from where your podcast is going to be. It is vital. That takes a few extra days because they have to go through and approve it. But the Buzzsprout website gives you exactly the instructions to do, and it's very, very simple to achieve. So let's have a look at the Buzzsprout website. Now this is me logged in at the moment after 23 episodes, and when you log in you get to see the episodes that you've got. Incredibly simple interface to use. Across the top here, where you will want to go to start with, is create your podcast itself, and you pop in your details, a title, a description, upload your artwork. Don't stress about that. Eventually you're going to need a square image because podcast artwork tends to be square, so up to 3000 by 3000 pixels if you're into that sort of thing, or smaller, and that will give you a square image on the page on Podbooker. It gives you more information on that. Anyway, you can upload your podcast artwork or use a default. Choose your categories. This is reasonably important because on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and everywhere else, because there's an awful lot of sites that will pick up your podcast and list it on their sites as well, directory sites and so on, will use those categories. They'll very often use whatever you put in there from Apple. Just like Podbooker, Apple Podcasts is the source. That's where you want to get on. That's where it's going to be used for lifting information to be used. So you choose your categories, your language, time zone, artist, email, so on and so forth. It's explicit or not. Link if you want to support the show. Could be payment, could be just a promotional link. Episode limit, keywords just for searching, and copyright. That's it. You know, once you've got the information sorted out, it's a few minutes just to create your podcast, and you're good to go. At that point, you can just go to episodes and click to upload a new episode. Having recorded it with Audacity or your phone or whatever it might be, choose the audio file, fill in some information like title, description and so on, and boom, that's it. And it gets published via Buzzsprout, and so long as you've linked up all of the directories, which I'll show you in a minute, it then gets sent to Apple and Spotify and so on and so forth, and all of the other sites that will pick it up. You really are tapping into a tremendous audience. So, quick thing, if you're on your phone and you can use the site on your phone, when you click on choose a file to upload, for example on Android, you can choose voice recorder, record the podcast in your hand, boom, done, uploads into the site. And a similar application if you're on Apple phones. Fill in the details on your phone, done, boom, wherever you are in the world, you can create your episode for your podcast. It's wonderful. Okay, so across the top here, we've got directories. Here, this is something you can go through and make sure you're listed. You click on the button and you go through. Here's for Apple, and it tells you step 1, step 2, blah, blah, step 3, and that's it. You just go through and copy and paste the information it gives you. Same for Spotify, Stitcher. I've done tuning in Alexa, so I can listen on my Alexa. And Google Podcasts and iHeartRadio I haven't done yet, but I will do. What happens is then all these other ones like listed here and many more besides will pick you up, and you'll get promoted around the world. So it's truly awesome. Website, Buzzsprout creates a website. So here is mine. I'll click on that and show you. So this is a website you can push people to, where it lists all the episodes with a nice little click and play. Boom, off you go. And you can also include, shareable. You can share these via social media and so on and so forth. Stats, lots of stats you can have a look at. And finally, resources. Buzzsprout are very good at giving you information about things that they will help you get your podcast up and running. So yeah, nothing to stop you. Very straightforward, very easy, and once you're going, you're off to the races, quite frankly. Don't overlook Apple Podcasts via directories. If you do one thing, get on Apple Podcasts. Anybody with a podcast has to be on Apple Podcasts. Simple as that. All the others, dead easy to do anyway. But Apple Podcasts is the king that you must be on. And that's it. That's getting your podcast up and running.